All right, Johnny B, UpsideDownDrafting.com. What up, YouTube? How you guys doing out there? MFL, MyFantasyLeague.com. This is my league. If you're new to this sort of website, you're going to say, wow, there's a lot of bells and whistles on this thing. It's pretty confusing, a lot of tabs. The more you play it, the more you're used to it, the better this website becomes. It's got an amazing app, which is part 2 of this video, and I will show you. But real quick, let's get into the fun part here. I am in the finals with Alvin Kamara, Cam Newton. I am facing Todd Gurley, Kareem Hunt. This guy had a really good year, and I'm excited because the finals is a fun thing. That's what we all strive for in this league. But let's get into the taxi squad. Some of you guys have called it maybe the bullpen, developmental type of squad, or I've even heard red shirt. I got a lot of fun listeners here on this YouTube channel, so I thought, you know what, let's dive into this MFL stuff. This is kind of what your My Team page would look like. It kind of breaks it down. QBs, running back, wide receiver, tight end. We even do a kicker because it's a family league. It's only a 1 QB IDP, and the IDP has a lot of flexes, like this is a safety cornerback. You can start either or a safety or a cornerback. A lot of leagues will have that separated out where you do need to start a safety and do need to start a quarterback. Again, family league, when you're starting Dynasty here, go slow. You start off with a high-speed internet. You're going to kill some of your owners. They're not going to keep up, right? Go slow, and then eventually we'll get there, and we'll add that cornerback position. Same with defensive end or defensive tackle. We do a flexor too. Keeps track of the injured reserve, but really, this is kind of why you're tuning into this video, the taxi squad, right? Pat Mahomes, Uncle worked him out this year. I got to go meet him in February of 07. Or 17, I should say, and excited, man, because he's on my rookie taxi squad. So what does that mean? Same with Treadwell, right? A couple years back, I got him. This is a reserve that does not count to your total roster. My total roster is 31 players. We go up to 32 in this league. So they don't count, okay? Call it the cloud, call it in the sky, call it a bullpen, call it your secret stash list, whatever you want to call it. But these guys don't count for anything right now. So if they get injured or hurt or suspended or whatever, they don't affect my total roster here whatsoever. But what they are good for is, for instance, in this year's draft, I got Evan Ingram, okay, Alvin Kamara, promoted them immediately. Right after the draft. I just knew these guys were going to be something viable this year. I did a lot of research, and those are the 2 guys I identified. Made a couple videos on Kamara. You can watch those if you go backwards in time. A lot of the waiver wire advice I gave this year is about Kamara. I thought he'd be the rookie of the year, and I'm pretty close to being right. We're going to see what the results are, but an amazing stud. Long story short, I was able to promote him from my taxi squad here, okay? This is where it keeps track of. And we only allow guys in my league. I don't know about your league or how you're going to structure your league, but we only keep guys here for 2 years. Maximum of 15 players on this taxi squad league. And then in my normal league here, the normal core roster is only 32. So how do we do such a thing? Well, let me go back out to the main screen. I'll go back into my team just so I could slowly show you the trade button. It's pretty cool. There's a drop down here. Here's all the guys in my league right here. But let's just take a look at a simple trade. What it's going to do, side-by-side screen. That you could do this on the mobile app too. It's pretty amazing. It's going to give you these check boxes, okay, on the player's performance, their bye week, the information of their position, if they are on IR or whatever, their status, okay. This is the most important part of the screen right here because it's going to show you future round draft picks, and this is where the taxi squad comes in hand because in my league, the taxi squad may only be born through a draft. That's why we do the live draft in my backyard every year. That's why we go for these rounds, okay? In this particular league, we only go to 7 rounds. If you can believe it, and I know I'm a psychopath here, but we also have an option, the round 7, the very last pick of our live draft each year. Because remember, this is all the core. We already did our core draft 2 years ago. So everybody did a huge, snake draft, got your core players, all veterans, and then we saved the rookie draft separate. And if you're starting a Dynasty League, go watch my video on YouTube. Do not include the rookies in your core startup draft. That is my personal opinion. You will counterbalance and lopside your league so frickin' bad, you'll never want to go back to Dynasty. if you separate it, it gives guys more of a chance, more parity. As a commissioner, that's what you want. Because you get some sharks and some really good veterans that know what they're doing. They're going to know how to cherry pick those rookies. So separate your core draft from your rookie draft on year one, the organic beginning. Then when you start to get into this stuff, here's how it works. Everybody on this side is what it would look like if no one did any trading this year. Here's 1 through 7, okay? 7 being the high school senior if you choose. If you don't, then you just choose a rookie. I think that's a lot of fun. So this guy here, if I was going to make a trade, and I've already have made a couple trades this year. I gave away Keenan Allen for a first-round draft pick, and then I maneuvered a couple other players. I think it was an IDP player and Alex Smith. I sold Alex Smith at the top of his game for a second-round pick. So right now I have 2 firsts in the 2018 draft. I have 2 seconds. Okay. Then I have 2 thirds. I did well on trading, and I'm in the finals this year. This is what Dynasty is all about. So I can maneuver here whatever I want. If I want to trade a safety here for a second-round pick, and good luck on IDP, by the way. Trades typically don't go any higher than a second-round pick future, and that's getting really good. I think the best deal I've ever seen was J.J. Watt, but he's a freak in IDP, and he doesn't come around but once every 100 years. Maybe you'll get a first round for a J.J. Watt on a trade. But just, for example's sake, I would put this checkbox here for Canoe Neal. I'd put a second round, which this guy's going to give up, and I'd come down here. I could throw a little note in here, which I highly recommend. A lot of guys don't understand when they make trades. Reason for the trade, right? Blah blah blah. This makes sense. How you can do that? I don't have any comments other than I think it really works when you explain to somebody why you're doing a trade. Counterbalance to that, I think you should also let the guy know why you don't want it when you reject it, right? Not at this time because of this or that, right? You can write anything back, but let the guy know why it's not a good deal for him at that time. And then here it is, propose trade, click the button, that'll go through. This website is amazing because it's set up to your cell phone. So on the My Team page, under franchise setup, it's going to give you all of this information here, right? So you can actually go in, let me do that one more time. You can actually go into the contact info, and you can go down here, and you can all these things here. You can send an email or a text message for all of these things. I only have it right now on trades because it's awesome. I'll get a text message right away, instantaneously. Hey, someone wants to trade for me. And the text is amazing. So I think that feature is really cool. When you do a core draft, you can actually have it so it'll text you when you're on the clock for your draft. Now, for the live draft, rookie drafts, I don't really use any of this because we do it live, and then I plug all of the data into the computer after. So that's kind of it on the Taxi Squad. I'll probably show you part 2 of this video, which is a screenshot of how the mobile app works. A lot of people have questions on that, but shoot me your questions. Taxi Squads are cool. You have to do them if you're going to do a Dynasty League, and there's just so many awesome, amazing features to this website. It keeps track of just tons of things. Everything in red here is who are my guys. What I like to do is show me the top 250 players, okay, through week 15, and you're going to get a list here of everybody on my team within the top 250. And typically what you want about 16 players to be relevant. So right now, you go down to the top 250. I'm getting there. I'm scrolling down here. 250 would be right here. I got a bunch of guys on the top 250 list, right? You can even hone that down even more to say, all right, how many of the top 100 players do I have, right? And that's the cool thing about this website. It keeps track of so many details and so many things. You can show free agents. Boom. It'll give you all the free agents. In my league, a lot of these guys are available. You can go on any roster. So if it's just my roster, which I had a pretty good one, and I'm proud of it. I got a lot of good players here, and here it is again. If you were just going to do quick math, I got 19 players in the top 250. Excellent. That's what you want. That's huge, right? In the top 100, I have I have 9 players in the top 100, so even more to do with significance in Dynasty. It'll keep track of all your averages, your week 1 points, all the way to 15. It'll show you what's going on there. But it's an amazing program. I think if you're still kind of on the fence on MFL, you can really take my word for it, and so many other professionals in the industry that really enjoy this. It's incredible. You can actually go to this unofficial scoring here. You can use this old version they have, which I thought was kind of cool. You can go down and it'll give you like a breakdown of what's going on. So for instance, we do first down points. I do a half a point for a first down, and then we do a half a point for a reception. I've reduced the touchdowns slightly down from what it used to be. Like, for instance, a receiving touchdown, Alvin Kamara right here. Receiving touchdowns are only worth 5. Why? Because now I give a half a point to a first down and a half a point to a reception. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. And same for the receivers, okay? The receptions here, everything's kept track. And then for the defense, it's going to give you all of the information here. QB hit, QB assist. Assist on a tackle, okay? Tackles are here. Pass defended are here. QB sacks. And then you get a total number. I can show you the formulas I use to keep it balanced, because what you want, and especially on all this stuff here. Let me get back into the league home. I can show you real quick if you're still watching this. But if you go to reports and you go to right here, league, starter points by position, it's going to show you a lot of cool data. And it's going to give you the information up here on what's going to be relevant. The ideal balanced league, and what everybody's trying to do, is to get it balanced to where there's no single position that's way out in front of anybody. You want everybody to kind of be on the same page, so when you do your drafts and your research, just about every position's on the same playing field. There's always going to be a certain leader in categories. In ours, it definitely is the QB position, just slightly though, and then I think it goes as you look down here, you can flip it and toggle it around, but it's very much a balanced league because of the IDP and the way I've structured it. So Johnny B, UpsideDownDrafting.com. Here's part 2 if you want to watch the MFL app real quick. But thanks for all your questions, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now. All right, part 2 of the video is the MFL app. I wanted to give people an idea of what it looks like. So before you actually get involved with MFLMyFantasyLeague.com, you can kind of get a glimpse of what the app looks like. This is kind of from an iPhone, smart phone, if you will, Samsung, what have you. This is what you would see when it first pulls up after you log in with your login password. So it gives you these little icons, okay, and they're not all shown here. They actually go down below here with like polls and commish details and things like that. One of the other tabs you're going to see is a league view, so you can see exactly what's going on as you scroll down. It'll start with league chat, and then it'll go down to rosters and everything else. Exactly what you would see on your own PC home computer. There's a roster view that shows you exactly who's on your roster. You can actually do a search with the search bar. You can have filters on that thing. You can see anybody's roster. And when you do the core draft, what's fun is you can start to see what teams are drafting what, and everything's abbreviated over here from the name of the team. So in the core draft, it's kind of fun because you're kind of filling in guys, and then you can see who has what. This is kind of what a scores view would look like on the weekends or a Thursday night, Monday night game, what have you, and it'll show you who's playing who. You can actually click into this as you expand it, and then it'll give you the breakdown of the players and the points and the details there. There's even a chat feature on this MFL app. I love this part as well because hey, it's like an easy text message to everybody in your league, and everybody can log in and see it. So look, this is only a quick snapshot of what the real thing looks like. I just thought I'd share a little bit because a lot of people were asking about the app. It's amazing. I think you should give it a try. Yes, it's a subscription to get into MFL, but you can incorporate that into your entry fee if you are a Dynasty League commish or a Keeper League commish. So just think of it that way. Yeah, it's probably around $75 for the whole year. But again, you divide that by 12, and it's manageable. You're getting an incredible product for what you're paying for, and that's kind of how the app works. I'll have way more on this later. I know this is a short video, and it wasn't really that put together, but at least you get a glimpse, and hopefully I've answered some questions. Jonathan, UpsideDownDrafting.com. You can email me at upsidedowndrafting@gmail.com. Find me on Twitter at UDDWorks. Thanks.